episode 2. This one's with Scott. He's putting out an album called Analogue Eyes with Digital Minds. In this interview, I'm giving you a little bit of a sneak peek into some of those tracks and giving you an idea of what it sounds like sonically. He gave a little bit of insight into how it came to be, and how he's creating these tracks, and a bit about where he's from. It's my first time talking to him, so I can say he's a pretty great guy. He's out there in the UK. Woke up at 2:30 a.m. or stayed awake until 2:30 a.m. to talk to me. Very grateful. Thank you very much, my man. Other than that, get to know him. Enjoy. So man, I know so little about you. You've always been this kind of elusive SoundCloud guy to me who
I'm pretty much a mystery.
Yeah, and I don't know, every time I came across your beats, it always had this kind of it sounds really cliche, but this kind of smooth, kind of overgliding, very easiness to them. Especially listening to your project today, it's almost like you are or what came to mind was you were a digital representation of West Montgomery.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
To me.
Okay. that's wavy. I've never heard that comparison. Damn. It's legit. Finally, you know what? It's so weird because I normally people just say, "Yo, you sound like Flylo. You got this mind design thing. You sound like a bit of Madlib." But West Montgomery, this is new. Wow.
Well, I mean, we could, of course, I could totally chalk it up to mind design. There's certain
clear influences and shit. Yeah.
Well, it's like if you guys were in the same room and you were going through a drum pack together. You guys would probably both be like, yeah, that kick, that's scary.
Yeah.
But even then, you have are you playing bass over these tracks?
You know what? I can play bass, but I've just recently got a bass guitar, so I'm kind of learning properly, cause when I was playing bass, I was just high as shit and just finding notes, and it was like, oh shit, this works, and that's it. Really.
Yeah. Even with training, at the end of the day, you kind of always go back to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a way. But no, man. Yeah, I say West Montgomery just because it's I think the reason why I really one of the reasons why I really enjoyed your project is because it's it just it sits in a pocket of a real state of comfort. But there are a lot of points of this uneasiness and kind of tension, but at the same time you really just kind of it's not of course most of the music that we end up hearing these days, it's all in your face, just dance music, but it's you're just it's very comfortable. Have you always made music that's kind of?
Cause I kind of just make music as kind of who I am. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's just one of the ones where I'm just I'm chilled as fuck, and I'm quiet and shit. So I just make chilled music, cause it's just who I am really. If I made some crunk trap shit, it wouldn't be me. You know what I'm saying? So it's I just kind of just make my music kind of as close to me as possible, and I love chilled shit, and I like being chilled, so it's I just make chilled shit. Where'd you grow up?
I
grew up in Leicester, UK. Yeah, Leicester in the Midlands. We're kind of like a small city, kind of. Yeah, it's like a small city. Kind of the profile's raising up now that like our team won like the Premier League, so kind of
Okay.
getting well known. Yeah, that's like kind of it's like let me try and think of something. It's like the NBA championship. It's kind of
Okay.
like that, but with soccer in the UK.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
so basically what you're saying is like your club in your area is like starting to get like a lot more people coming to it and stuff.
a lot more. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. For
yeah.
for the most part, like I don't know, like is the UK is it kind of like getting overcrowded like as a whole or
The
you know?
UK, it, you can say it is in some areas, but then some areas it's not. I'd say I'd say the overcrowdedness will you'll probably see in like major cities like London and Manchester and Birmingham and all of them. But places like Leicester, not really.
Okay.
Nah. And then you get like small villages where they think it's overcrowded, but it's not. No.
Okay. What's Lester like being a teenager?
It's just um, I can't really describe it because it's kind of just been home. Like it's just home, really. Like
Yeah.
there's places to just chill, go out, and then there's like places where it's just like it's pretty old people-ish. But then it's pretty much a city. Like as a teenager, it's nice to just go to parks and shit, really. And
Yeah.
just chill and just kind of walk around and explore and just sometimes turn up.
Is
You know,
there is there much like any bit of like music out there?
there is like
Okay.
Leicester's kind of been weird with music because like it used to be like a heavily dubstep type place.
Okay.
That's when I remember it as like back in say 2003. It used to be like heavily dubstep.
Huh.
Like it used to just be just crazy dubstep, and then that turned into grime, and then grime turned into I think it was like what happened after that? Grime turned into like hip hop, and then hip hop, and now it's turned back into grime. So it's kind of like the music. In Leicester's just it's kind of like just what I'm listening to. It's kind of wish washy, but then like you kind of get the other side of people,
Mhm.
cause they like the kind of rock and the folk type stuff. Like, you ever heard of a band called Kasabian?
Uh, I love Kasabian actually.
Do you? Yeah, they're from Leicester actually.
Oh
It's like
really?
it's like the biggest band from Leicester. Yeah.
Oh wow. So
Yeah. So
that's pretty.
there's like a whole yeah. Sorry.
No, it's just so much different from the U.S. It's funny that you say that. I mean, like because of like where you're at, just being in the middle of
Yeah.
like London and Manchester. Like, of course you can have electronic music, but it's
Oh no. I'm far from London and Manchester. I'm like near Birmingham, and that's like more of a I say more of a dancey soul type place.
okay.
But
But
yeah.
like kind of being in the mid. Like I know like you're of course like a
Just
bit spread out, but being in the middle of
yeah.
both of them, it's just kind of
Yeah.
it's cool that like. I mean that probably gets a lot of people coming through there like to do
Mm.
shows and stuff like that, right?
Um, not as much. Kinda. I'll say kinda. They go to like our sister city, Nottingham. Was like Nottingham's more very like, kind of like I say Nottingham's more hip hoppy type than Leicester. So we don't get many hip hop artists. We get more of the kind of like dubstep drum and bass type people,
Yeah.
and then Nottingham will get some of the hip hop type of people, and it's I don't know, it's kind of weird really because like sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. So it's kind of weird, Leicester. It's kind of in like a weird place.
When did you start like making music? Like
And making music, I would say I made music around 2013, so I was in college. Yeah.
wow. What that and like was your first kind of introduction to making music or like jamming with people like on your laptop?
Um, it's cause I did cause at college I did music technology,
Okay.
and like I kind of went that like I kind of switched courses. So like at first I wanted to do photography, but that didn't work out. So then I did music technology, and yeah, I think I was just like I kind of wanted to learn how to just produce because like I was always just a major fan of Kanye, and I was like, oh shit, I think I could do that. Like just take these little soul samples and just kind of like loop them and chop them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll say like my first introduction to production was yeah probably like Kanye and then like my college friends really.
That's cool. What kind of music were your college friends making?
They were making dubstep and grime.
Ah,
Yeah, that was like 2013 where like kind of like is it 2000 yeah 2012 2013 where like Skrillex and there were time there was like coming out with like this bro step.
yep.
And like, yeah, that was when dubstep was like back in fashion and shit. So everyone was making dubstep.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
was just surrounded by that shit.
when you first started like getting into that grind of like making beats every day, like did you did you kind of have like a conflict when you stopped?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think I think if I didn't make a beat every day, then I would probably just I don't know, I would just like make a beat on my phone or some shit, or I just like I'd have to make music every day, something like that, because I was just like I was just so like I was just so like, yeah, I can legit be better than Kanye. Like I was either like if I wasn't making a beat, I was digging for samples. If I wasn't digging for samples, I was like finding drums and listening to like finding new music and then copying their drums and copying their samples and just shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
like I was just so crazy about music back then.
so what's your mentality on it these days?
These days, it's just natural these days, really. Like I can't make a beat every day because I kind of think more about the music nowadays than back then. Because back then it was just like I would just find a sample, loop it, add drums, and then that was the beat. Moving on to the next beat.
Yeah.
Like the drums won't even be that good. There would be some shitty little just a kick snare, just just on the drum machine or something like that. And I think nowadays I think about it more, so I can't really make beats like a beat a day. Like I like to kind of just think about the melody and then think about the structure and think about the chords and the notes and the bass lines. And sometimes like back then I couldn't like spend more than I couldn't spend more than 5 hours on a beat. If it was like more than 5 hours, I'll just quit it. Like now I can just spend like 2 days. So it's kind of like now I'm just kind of think more musically now
Yeah.
than I did back then. Like the hunger's still there, but it's just I just think more musically.
So did you how are you kind of like piecing these things together? Are you like finding like little like are you learning your structure from like online materials or did you have a teacher?
Not really, no. I'll just listen to music, and if I like a song, I'll just listen to it like over and over and over and over again, and until like I can legit just hum the whole song, and then I'll just I'll make something with something from that song. Like I always take something.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's like it could be the way how the piano kind of like does these little licks like in between in between the drums, or like the drum patterns or something like that. Like I'll just take something from it. Like it could be the structure, and then I'll just structure a song like that, really.
Have you ever been able to like jam with people?
I would say occasionally, because like I'm not as confident with instruments when I'm with other people who are like pros. So like I'll kind of just like overthink shit. But like I've jammed with like my friend who plays like guitar sometimes. Like he just plays some licks, and then I just like play some like notes on the piano, and you just turn something. I don't know. But like on the track with what was the track called? Heaven's Gate, with like there was like a harp. Like the dude who played harp, his name's Ben, and like I traveled around his house, and like I made the drums while he was playing the harp, and we just kind of did like a little jam session.
Nice.
That was pretty wavy.
Speaking of harp, Lowleaf,
Yeah.
Evangelion. That was That's a really. It was very pretty. I saw that, of
Thank
course.
you.
You know, the title for You and Her, and it kind of played into the pocket of what I thought it would be, which is really nice.
A lot of people been telling me that, like, it's just, it's the song was so expected, like, but they said it was so unexpected at the same time. So it's pretty wavy.
Exactly. Like, yeah. It was so how did that come to be?
Bruh, to be honest, I just like, I just tweeted something like on Twitter, and then she liked it, and then I was like, you fuck it. Let me go ask her. Let me go ask her for an email. So I just tweeted her for an email. She gave me an email. So I was like, yeah. Then we just sorted some things out with like just like with money and stuff, blah blah blah, all that, and then yeah, the collab just happened. She was just feeling the stuff.
Nice. How'd you get the other features on there?
Other features.
Well, yeah,
Ooh.
you got quite a few other people coming in on this. it was cool, man. Like honestly, like it's I mean, if you're doing this all online, like I was curious whether or not you knew these people, because it's a lot of the times where it's just kind of like it's perfectly befitting. Like it like the people who came in on this album like sound like they were in the room with you.
I would say there was only three people who like I didn't know personally who was on the album, but like I say the rest of the people who joined in, like I kind of knew them personally.
Okay.
Ooh, maybe four people. I don't remember. There's so many musicians I worked with, but like the dude Bastian Keb, like I got his album and his album was freaking incredible. I think he's like the main reason, like the main influence behind this album. Like Bastian Keb, he's freaking awesome. Kind of remember the name of his album, but like the dude's a genius. Like he plays every single instrument and his style is just incredible. That I think that song is like one of my favorite songs. Um, on the track June, I I think I hit up Elijah. I can't remember the guy's name. Shit, it'll bite me back in a sec. But I think it'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. But on the track Interlude, George Ed, I basically, cause like I went down to Bristol to meet like my friend Louis,
Yeah.
and he and like he was just one of Louis' friends, and then like cause we was in Louis' crib, and like Louis his crib is like freaking. You ever seen like Fade to Black when like Jay-Z goes into Rick Rubin's house, Rick Rubin's studio, and it's
Yeah.
like just wavy as shit. That's Louis' house. Like it was just wavy as shit. There was
Yeah.
like a studio in like every room and shit. And
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
just,
yeah.
there was like paintings and it was just freaking awesome. And yeah, I just met him when Louis was performing, and then he came the next day, and he was just telling me he sings in that, and then I just showed him like a bunch of songs, and then he was just he was just freestyling, vibing to them, and then I was like, hey yo, do you want to be on this song? And then he was like, yeah, sure. So I just played him the interlude track, and he just killed it, yeah. And also Intellect, he was a really really good friend of mine from London, because I've been traveling back and forth from London for like, I don't know, since last year, because I actually went to saw his show for his album, and like I really wanted to do something with this guy Intellect. He's crazy. And yeah, I just gave him some drums and I said, yo, just do your thing, and then he just sent me like a bunch of crazy ass chords, and I was like, shit, yeah, this sounds crazy.
That's
the
cool.
dude on June, his name is Elijah Rock from Phony People. He played like this crazy psychedelic guitar on there. That was freaking awesome. I freaking love that.
That's great, dude.
Tina, Tina, formerly known as Tina Apex, member of Pro Era. Like I knew her like 2 years ago. I think, is it 2 years? Year ago? Yeah, year ago. I knew her for like a whole year. Like last year, I met her through like a friend of a friend. And yeah, like I haven't really been in touch, but then I hit her up for this one track, and it was like, yeah, she was really digging the project. And I was like, I really wanted her on there. And lastly, Sue Lily, like I've been like, she was just automatically gonna be on here because like she's freaking awesome. I just love her stuff. I met her in London as well. Great singer, great songwriter as well. She's cool as hell.
That's cool.
They like the way I do things. They also hate it too. So don't you watch my mood ring. It's just a struggle I'm going through. Respect do, none of your business. A select few gonna get it's like a bottle with a message in. I'm the sole witness. Yeah. Don't you see that they like the way I do things. They also hate it too. So don't you watch my mood. It's just a struggle I'm going through. Flipping out, I'm tripping and I'm falling. Fucking up, but God been still calling. Give thanks, I rose up this morning. Most when I forgot he might be God. Flipping out, I'm tripping and I'm falling. Fucking up, but God been still calling. If you're not what you say, get a blade right through.
What are you using to make these?
I use FL. I use like a lot of kind of reverb techniques, just room techniques. Like a lot of it's just a mic, and a lot of it is a delay pedal and a reverb. Not reverb. A loop pedal as well. Cause like a lot of these things, I'll just play. I'll just like play out loud on like my speakers, and I'll just record them through a mic, or I'll just like record them through the loop pedal, and it'll just go on to like my SP404, and then I'll just like add some sounds and just mix it on there, and then put it on my FL. Like a lot of that, and also I've been using like just session musicians and just samples.
So you're kind of
Yeah.
So you're kind of sampling a sample and sampling it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's super cool. I mean, like the SP44, I totally get why you do that. I mean, anything you put in there, you play it back, it just sounds great.
Sounds warm. Yeah.
Yeah, very warm. Was there anything in like particular that you were trying to say with the album?
Cause like a lot of the albums influenced by like, cause like I've been just going through like this whole 60s phase, like with 60s music. Like I've just been addicted to just like psychedelic rock and like psychedelic folk and garage rock and all that shit, and like proto punk and just anything 60s. I've just been like hella obsessed with. So like a lot of this album is just it's just very kind of like psychedelic 60s influenced. And also I've been singing on some tracks, and that was a pretty wavy experience, just starting to sing and learn how to sing and shit. But yeah, like a lot of like, I think with this album I've just been trying to like have that 60s feel, that psychedelic feel, but make it my own. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
Just kind of, just merging just things together. This is what I really do.
That's cool. Kind of like like playful.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The album's coming out September 5th. I'll probably have another EP maybe this year. I don't know. It depends how my work ethic is, and if my boss is not being a dick. So.
Where do you work?
I work at a coffee shop. It's kind of like a Starbucks type franchise. It's called Cafe Nero.
Okay.
It's like a Starbucks. Well, they just do everything Starbucks do, really. Like, it's alright. Like, I'm just there for the money, to be honest, bro.
Yeah. Well, are you gonna start playing shows with this new project?
Oh yeah, hopefully. I've actually got. I might. Yeah, I think because the people who I'm dropping it by R&R, Rhythm and Reason. It's like this London collective. They're turned into a label right now. It's freaking awesome.
Nice.
They're like they're gonna do a what is it called? It's a it's like a listening part, like kind of like a post listening party. Like after the tape drops, they're gonna do like a little listening party, and I'll just like play a bunch of tracks from like the album. I might sing. I don't know. I haven't really planned it. I need to plan it actually. I need to like practice my set and shit.
Well, that I mean, is there a circuit you can kind of get on in Europe? Of course. I mean, I imagine there's a shitload of shows.
Yeah, I think it's just mainly like just people just like I think it's just word to mouth really. Kind of like, if like people know who you are, then they'll book you for a show. Like just that type of kind of mentality.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm like this year. I'm pretty optimistic about this year and about this project. Like, yeah, I kind of got like a little hope that this year will be successful.
I think so too, man.